Growing up in a sports-dominated town like Louisville, Kentucky could be tough for a kid who enjoyed reading and science. But when Kenneth Dunn was 12, he joined the Ormsby Boys Club. Head football coach Clint Walker took him under his wing. Kenneth remembers the club as a welcoming oasis where the gym floor practically sparkled and the children always felt safe. Most important, there was Mr. Walker, an inspiring coach and mentor. He taught the rules of football and good sportsmanship. The athletic skills of Kenneth learned at the club helped him get accepted into the U.S. Naval Academy, where he played college football. After graduation, he joined the Marine Corps, where he led a distinguished 30-year career. Along with the athletic skills Kenneth learned at the club, he also developed a spirit of giving back. He put that spirit to work in his role as Deputy Director of Marine and Family Programs. The club also helped instill a lifelong love of learning and an appreciation for mentorship. Kenneth holds 2 master's degrees and a doctorate in education. Memories of the club and Mr. Walker's guidance led Kenneth to study mentoring for his doctoral research. Today, he is a volunteer tutor and mentor. He coaches soccer and basketball. Kenneth also continues to draw on lessons he learned from his parents and finds inspiration in the memory of his beloved sister, Pamela. A fellow veteran and patriot, she passed away in 2009. 50 years later, Dr. Dunn still values what he learned at the club. And he still has his trophy from the City Football Championship. Please welcome Dr. Kenneth Dunn.
Thank you, Courtney. I appreciate it. Good evening, everybody. It is indeed a pleasure to be here this evening. I feel that I am walking among giants this evening, not only for our Hall of Fame inductees, which you've met most of them this evening, but also the many counselors and folks who work in the Boys and Girls Club of America. I think that the job that you do every day in helping to influence young people to make the right decisions and helping in their lives is very, very vital and will help ultimately to keep our country safe, to keep our country secure, to keep our country educated, and improve the quality of life of everybody. So I really appreciate that. I want to thank God for putting me here at this place and time. I also want to thank my parents, First Sergeant Virgil Thomas and my mom, Mrs. Frances Thomas. Now, Mom and Pop are here tonight. They're sitting right behind the second row. And when I told them about this event, they said, "Well, Ken, that's a great thing, but and we'd like to come. But tell me, are there any casinos in New Orleans?" I said, "Yeah, there's a lot of casinos in New Orleans." He says, "Well, listen, we're going to come, and we're going to go to the casino, and we'll see if we can find time to come to the event." So, Mom and Pop, we certainly appreciate you coming. You are always our first role models, and always will be. I want to thank my lovely wife Connie for coming with me this evening. We've been together now for 34 years, and she's been with me through a lot of things that the Marine Corps has put her through. I also want to thank President Spillett, Mr. Frank Sanchez. I want to thank Ms. Karen Morgan, the military partnership, and also Tara Wicks, who helped to form that military partnership. I believe this is the 20th anniversary of the Boys and Girls Club and military partnership. You know what that military partnership does is as these young dependents or these young family members move from base to base, the Boys and Girls Club helps them to feel at home, forms welcome aboard packages, and works real hard to take care of these youngsters. So it's very, very vital in keeping our military strong. I want to tell you that that as a 12-year-old, I was probably a nerd. You know, I mean, I like to read. How many of y'all remember Mr. Wizard, that TV show? A lot of you baby boomers remember that show. Well, I would watch Mr. Wizard, and I'd say, boy, I'd like to make one of those science projects and put it together. And I did a lot of things like that, but in a sports-dominated town like Louisville, that really wasn't going to work too well. So we moved to a part of town in the west end of Louisville where there was a boys' club, the Ormsby Avenue Boys Club. And I got to tell you, that was an oasis. I believe the boys' club was a refurbished church, and on the top deck was the gym floor, and in the basement there were all the game rooms, you know, where we played ping pong. I heard Mr. Williams talk about being a ping pong player, and I learned how to play pool, bumper pool, Monopoly, a lot of card games. And on the top deck, we had the gymnasium floor was very, very polished. You know, it's probably the most polished floor I've ever seen. There was no dirt in the boys' club, none, absolutely none. I had the opportunity to join the boys' club, and I think it was a hot $5 per year, wasn't it, Mom? We paid about $5 a year for get that little card. And then I had the opportunity to join I tried out for the football team, the 12 and under football team. Connie, would you please pass it up? Now, I know we had the O'Neills doing the first mother and son. This is the first husband and wife show, and I told Connie to wear a nice dress, that she'd probably be on a video in the future, so thank you, Connie, I appreciate it. But I can tell you that I tried out for that team, and I made the team. Just like Mr. Williams said, you made this team. So all of a sudden, you had a sense of belonging. You know, you were one of the guys. And we had a pretty good team. I was no star by any means. I mean, they put me on the offensive line. I was a guard. You know, that's a nondescript position. And no offense to all you former guards out there, and you're still playing ball, but that's what I did. And on defense, I played a little an outside linebacker. We had a nice team that year, and we won the city championship. And this this is a great looking trophy, isn't it? This trophy probably resided in my mother's basement, my parents' basement, for years because the base had broken off and it's two pieces. And then somewhere along the line, Connie found both pieces and she glued them together. And I said, look what I got. But the inscription says, Louisville Red Shield Boys Club Dinner of Champions. Doesn't give a date because they didn't have much money, I guess. But this was 1964. But I want to tell you, playing on that football team was a revelation, all right? That's where I learned the values of sportsmanship, teamwork, self-discipline, hard work, a lot of character developing traits that I had carried through my entire life. Our head coach was a guy by the name of Andy Walker. And Mr. Walker was a very demanding son of a gun. You know, he was a muscular guy. I think he had played football at the University of Louisville, and he was coaching our 12 and under team. And as a number of our teammates have said, we never heard him raise his voice. He just said, "Hey, matter of fact, okay, Dunn, you got to block this guy on this play, and don't come back to the bench if you haven't gotten it done." But he was one of those first individuals who set a definite tone of leadership. You know, it was a quiet but very forceful leadership that I gravitated to be honest with you. You know, as a result of playing on that 12 and under team, I was able to play high school football. I played football at the Naval Academy for 4 years. I was never a big star, like AC Green or anything like that, AC, but I played, and it's always a thrill to have acknowledged that you played against Tony Dorsett and guys like that, and it worked out very, very well. I do want to say that it was those things that I learned at that Ormsby Boys Club in 1964 through 1966, which shaped a lot of the things that I carried through high school, through the Naval Academy, and on into a 30-year Marine Corps career. I believe that those things that Coach Walker and his staff and that other staff at the Boys Club set a definite tone of responsibility and character development, which is so important. We work very, very hard to instill character in our young people, because it's the character that's going to help them through the tough times and the tough decisions which they're inevitably going to see. On behalf of my hometown, Louisville, Kentucky, and all those guys who played on that team, and the Boys Club, the Ormsby Boys Club in Louisville and my hometown, as well as the United States Naval Academy, as well as the Marine Corps, I want to thank you for this honor. Just one sideline before I leave the stage. I talked to a couple of those guys on that team, and I said, hey, listen, give me some words of wisdom I can tell the crowd that you recall from that year. And one individual, one fella says, his name is Jonathan Hamilton, he says, the best thing that he taught us was that we needed to respect each other as young men. The other individual, a guy by the name of Hugh Smith, he said, I believe that those coaches actually loved us. He said there was a definite feeling of love that they imparted upon us. I do want to thank you all for this opportunity. I want to thank everyone associated with the Boys and Girls Club of America. I think you do a wonderful job. I think that the job that you do is very, very important for the future of our country. We're going to continue to need your active role in making this a better country. Thank you very much.